Indeed, and greetings upon you. Yes, you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again today in another moment of awareness. Joining me in a moment of us allowing ourselves to see that which is always there and yet can feel a little bit inaccessible sometimes. Maybe, maybe it ebbs and flows in its accessibility with how much awareness we allow ourselves. And sometimes it's okay to not have all that awareness. It's completely okay. But it's just about addressing that parts of ourselves. How are you today, Mel? I'm feeling great, Shannon. Thank you for joining me, beloved friend. I'm feeling really good. I had a I had a dream that reminded me of a bunch of things again. Things that I don't necessarily like to be reminded about. But the dream in and of itself, even though it reminded me of something that I don't have, was enjoyable. It was a beautiful experience. And I got to have that, and I get to look at it from that perspective. I get to keep with inside of myself a level of awareness about these dreams. So, like, I'm talking in such vague terms. I had this dream about intimacy, where the gist of it is I was just holding on to. Why do I have a hard time saying it? There was a female, and I was just holding on to her, and she was holding on to me. And I don't know how long I spent in that dream, but it was a while, like and a half an hour, just in that state of being held. And it was nice. It was like genuinely I woke up and I was like, that was nice. And I was like thinking about all of the layers of experience I was allowed, the ability to feel, like I could feel things, I could experience the emotional response, I could have, there was a moment where there was eye contact and I could see her eyes and I could tell her her eyes are beautiful. And I'm just like tripping out about the reality of something like that happening in a dream. Like I could in a dream state, and we can go into the whole topic of our dreams, you as consciousness being in a different state of existence, basically tuning into that state of existence, or is your brain rendering a reality, a scenario, and then putting you as consciousness in that scenario. But then I trip out because this character, this other side of the infinity, if you will, in the dream, had brown eyes, and it was, I would think, at least in my opinion, it was the same brown eyes that I have. So I was like, upon awakening from this dream, I look at it from this perspective of like, did I just cuddle myself and tell myself I have beautiful eyes? And I was like, the fuck? What the hell's that? Hello to you! Anything sad, anything but sad, friend. Thank you for joining us. It's so nice to have you here with us. How are you doing, friend? Ermias Plur. Cheers to you. So, the reason I'm sharing this information is from this perspective of awareness again. I could have been aware that this whole kind of like series of events happened in my dream state, and I could have created a sense of lack, a sense of longing, a sense of this is what I now need because my brain was like, look at this. Isn't this something that's nice? But now the other part of me staying aware enough just shows to me that again, that space, that unity is accessible regardless of my physical state of existence. One, and two, I don't need anything. We actually don't need anything. Like you as mind, you as conscious creator is so powerful that you have deliberately chosen everything that you have in this moment and that you don't need for anything beyond it. And I know it's difficult to just live in that state consistently, but you needed to snuggle yourself. Exactly. Exactly that. That's great. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you, Shannon. Yeah, awareness. Awareness. And I had this moment as well where I was like spending some time thinking about what it is we're going to talk about. And as of late, it's almost like my dream states have been the informer. Like I was like having a dream. Within this dream, there was some sort of understanding explored, and then after exploring that understanding, there is a conclusion made from that exploratory process. And then I wake up, and I'm like, oh, interesting conclusion, and then I write the conclusion down, and then I'm okay with it. Then I bring the conclusion to you, friends, at the end of the day. But today, after waking up, I was like, what am I supposed to conclude? What information is there for me to take out of this? And I feel now, like as I was going through the day, at one point there was just this moment of me spending time kind of reflecting, going over this whole process over and over again. And I realized that all I needed to do was be aware. That's literally it. So thank you, friends, for being aware with me in this moment. I do want to read something worth saying, and then we'll do a little bit of a awareness practice, kind of like taking into consideration the different parts of ourselves. Hmm. You know what? Within an awareness, I feel this is something that we should be aware of. You are here to remember that you are the thought of love and form. Hmm? How does that feel? You are here to remember that you are the thought of love and form. So, the way that I understand that title is within this context of the Kabbalion. It's this old book as well. And one of the things that they like to kind of tout, one of the things they keep trying to drill into your head is that the all is mental. Everything is technically a mental field. There is this mental nature, consciousness nature, awareness nature to reality. And then from that awareness, from that consciousness, from that divine mind, the dream, the thought of you. And you wouldn't be thought about if you weren't loved, and you wouldn't be informed if you weren't thought of that way, in a loving way, right? So it's just this recognition, this awareness of you as a human being, as the experiencer in this moment, are literally the thought of love and form. Hey, everybody! Isaac is joining us. Thank you for joining us, the Bay. How was it leading yoga this morning? It was great. It was really great. I was a little bit anxious. Like, I feel the thing that like puts me into a state of anxiety is I lose track of what time is when I'm teaching yoga. So I'm like, am I doing it too fast? Am I giving people enough instructions? Am I giving them too much instructions? Should I be allowing them to breathe more before I give the next instruction? So I'm like a little bit in my own head about that, and it can cause me to be a little bit shaky. Ermias Plur. But other than that, I felt good. Like the friends that were there with me were very supportive and encouraging. So like my heart is happy because of that, at least. Shannon, thank you for asking, my friend. I really appreciate it. Love and nurture yourself. We have to start with that. Sending love to all the peeps on the Reddit today. Sending you peeps love from Isaac. Thank you, friends. Good morning to you. Brother Ryan, thank you for joining us. Professor Goo, thank you for the Ally Award. Did you use a lot of MDMA? Do you use a lot of MDMA? Do you seduce married women in your classes? 7117. I haven't asked any of the women if they're married, but I also don't really consider myself a seducer, friend. Like, how do you actually seduce someone? I don't think I ever knew how to. How does one seduce people? Very sexy you are. And then suddenly they swoon. Is that how it works? No, Fred. Unfortunately, I don't think I know how to do that. The only thing that I'm capable of is being aware, and I try to share that awareness as much as I can. And yeah, that's what I'm doing, friend. I feel like yoga is just another form of awareness. You're spending these moments in recognition of yourself, in recognition of your breath, in recognition of your body, and you're moving yourself through these positions in such an intentional way that you can't help but be aware of things. There's, it's just how it is. You're like, oh, okay, guess we're aware now, and then you're going through that whole process. And I feel it's so important for us to get to that point of re-recognizing ourselves, becoming aware again. Thank you for asking those 7117. I appreciate your questions, friend. Good morning to you, Aunt B. Thank you for joining us. You could be yourself or you could manipulate people. Yeah, I don't really see the point of manipulating people. Unless the thing I'm trying to manipulate you into doing is loving yourself. Like I feel at this point in our existence, like people hate themselves and the world so much they have to be manipulated into loving themselves. It's a bit like, kiss, how about you try? Just try. No, I'm not gonna try loving myself. But how about what if what if this thing happens if you love yourself? What if? Yeah, how about it? And then people start loving themselves. Wouldn't that be great? How are you? Anything sad? I'm doing well. Thank you, friend, for asking. I'm doing really well. A seducer? How could people give that title to you? I don't know either. Luce, thank you for joining us, my friend. I don't really consider myself, I've never been able to, at least, seduce anybody. Like every single time there was this part of myself that was longing for some sort of intimacy, that was the times that I never got any intimacy, right? So when there is this need, there is this expectation in your beingness for something like that, it just doesn't happen. But then living into the opposite side of that, non-expectation, not wanting of anything, then those type of things flow. Like I'm okay, like with the whole intimacy thing. But I am at the same time very removed from it to the point where I don't feel like I ever will pursue a relationship again in the way that I did before. Like I'm not going to go and look for something. There's nothing to find. Other than you, friend. Like you should find yourself, and in finding yourself, you'll find the ones that need to be with you as well. Thank you for asking, though, friend. Wait a second. Isaac, lovely to share this space with you this morning. That's great, Melt. I'm sure it will get easier the more you do it. As it does, Shannon. Practice do make perfects. That's natural, Melt. I find you take the time and intention when you do things. Lean into your own breath and practice. I think waking up through your practice was a perfectly paced. Thank you. Walking walking us through your practice was perfectly paced. Thank you, brother Isaac. Genuinely, I feel good for it. Like I can also see myself basically doing a whole new yoga session every single time we do it. Like I feel at this part of my life, I don't really like the idea of having these set sequences, like maybe it's my ego or the part of myself that is insecure about my memory. It's like, oh, if you have these large sequence, you'll forget stuff. You will mess up the symmetry of the positions you're trying to put people through. You won't know what to say next. My stories. Please. Can you please? Can you please? So like I'm dealing with that right now, and you friends being able to support me and like steer me in the right direction during this time is so appreciated as well. Folks, I'm feeling insanely and frustratingly indecisive today. It is absolutely perfect outside today, but I'm debating visiting a rock gym near me and I've been meaning to. Or am I going on a nature walk? I mean, like initially, within decisiveness, I feel like since it's such a beautiful day, and you have been wishing, manifesting this beautiful day for yourself, brother Isaac, that maybe the nature walk would serve you well. It would also be maybe a little bit less, you would have to invest less little intention points, to driving wherever this gym is and then booking in and dealing with people and booking in, and getting to the gym and setting yourself up with all of the stuffs and then starting to climb, where you could do all of those things when it is potentially bad weather again, right? So like I'm kind of biased towards nature walks because I feel like that's where I feel the most, I wanted to say I feel the most human, but I don't. I feel the most human in those states. I feel the most connected. Maybe that would be the right way to say it. Oh, Jovan, thank you again. You did great, and now you're aware of what you did right and what you can do. and what you can do better for you. Exactly. I feel the big thing is, Jovan, is like I don't get to breathe like you friends get to breathe when I'm talking at the same time. And I think maybe that's where some of my anxiety comes from, because I've been practicing that practice for the last like 60 days consecutively. And there's a certain understanding within my physiology of how these movements go as I breathe, and then exhale with the movements. And now I don't get to do that. So like some pacing within myself is a little bit different. I don't know why it's bringing so much turmoil, this choice. I could do either. Enjoy both, but gosh, it's frustrating. I think I'm dealing with some anxiety around the rock gym. Kicking it alone today. Jazzy's. Jazzy's. I like that. Jasmine's busy. Thank you, Brother Bear. You'll be fine whatever you choose to do. Even if you choose to do neither, you'll be completely fine. Like, I would encourage you to go on that nature walk, though. Is the weather nice by you, Isaac? Good. Hey, it's Bethany Keeling on Be Herself. Thank you for joining us, my beloved friend. It's so nice having you here with us. Just got off the phone with my K Frana. I love that. We're getting our yaks on the lake today. Oh, taking like advantage of that good weather as well. I'm so happy to hear that, Jovan. Send Kayana my love as well. I believe, is Kayana here with us today? No. Maybe it was stripping. Maybe Kayana will be here with us today. Weather is so perfect here. We just have we just don't have great hiking. The rock gym is one of those things I've been telling myself I should go and do one day, and I when I have alone, just resisting, I think. Well, I mean, if you have this day for yourself at the bay and you've been, meaning to do this, maybe that is, the push you need as well. I vote nature walk. Well, we have two for nature walk now. Goodness. If the weather is nice, enjoy the weather. Save the indoor rock climbing for a rainy day, perhaps. Isaac, I got stuck like that sometimes. Are you wanting Jasmine to go to the rock jam with you? Might be a great time to go and check it out. The fact that y'all are leaning the other way makes me think that nature walk. That's a great point, Bethany. Maybe it would be nice to visit together. I think so as well. I'll pack up my hammock, roll a joint, and find a nice spot in the woods. Please. Like I'm so again, right? With this mindset of knowing that we are united, being aware of the fact that we are united, being aware that the same awareness I am using in this moment to be aware of where it is I am, you are using to be aware of where it is you are. Right? So Isaac allowing himself this beautiful nature walk, hammock hang, looking at the beautiful tree branches, smoking a joint, just being in a state of calm, breathing in nature. It's awareness having that, and by Isaac having that state of awareness, allowing himself to see more of the beauty of the world, more of the beauty of the world is in fact then seen. And I believe that stuff contributes to the whole. So thank you, Isaac. Thank you for even giving me the imagery. There you go, Fred. Do it. Isaac can't resist the vibes of chilling house cat. Like, a part of myself wants to be like a house pet dog, like a super loved house pet dog, because I can definitely see that energy within me. But I am both as well in that case. Like, I'm very much the lazy cat, just like sprawling out, walking super slowly, screams at people when I want milk. I can definitely see that part of myself as well. So like maybe both, dude. Is there something like that? What would be the closest thing between a cat and a dog hybrid? Maybe a cat raised by dogs, dog raised by cats. Which would be better? Like, for some reason, I feel a cat has a better body. So okay, the reason I'm like really spending some time with this today, I was I was meditating, drinking my coffee today, and I was watching Pippi with like genuine intention. And she does this thing where if she's trying to lay down, like close to the ground, instead of having, I don't know how to explain this. Instead of having her little leg against herself and then this foot against this part of her shin, right, like as dogs do when she's laying down, she flexes her foot, arcs her toes, and then puts her legs back. So her legs go like this and then down, and then her little toes are flexed under her. And I'm just like watch, and she's been doing this for a while now, and I've never seen another dog sit like that. And I was just like, why are you doing it like that? And I was just imagining myself again as awareness, as spirit, as consciousness, being in the body of Pippi, being like, oh, now I'm Pippi, and then figuring out that I have these legs, and then trying to get myself into a comfortable position when I'm laying down on the ground, not wanting my belly to be directly on the grass, and then figuring out how to perch myself up on my little toesies. And I was spending such a moment of reverence and like respect and honor for her as a little being, for her as like a soul, within the body of a Pippi. And I was like, yeah, she's vibing. She's so freaking in tune. It's beautiful to see. Yoga dog, literally, Jovan. It's so freaking amazing. Nah, I'm an outdoor cat chilling at the barbecue for sure, waiting for them scraps. My female bun thinks she's a dog. A bunny that thinks it's a dog. Like, I don't know why, but I'm imagining, like tails wagging, like the whole shebang. You shared pics of Lady Bun Bun. Have you shared pics of Lady Bun Bun? Maybe. I think she maybe shared, I think she shared pics before, but I think it's been a while ago now. Hey, Eden. Thank you for joining us, beloved friend. You're kind. We're trying to be as kind as we can be. Thank you, friend. I'm allergic to manipulation. There we go. You should. You love yourself. How should you love yourself and why? Do the things you think the person you want to be would do. That's how you love yourself, at least in my opinion, right? Every single moment is an opportunity for you to extend yourself in love. As in this moment, you can either extend yourself in fear or reduce yourself in fear, or you can extend yourself in love. And by doing that in this moment, extending yourself in love instead of contracting into fear, you are contributing to the person you want to be instead of being a victim to the person that you've been, right? So in this moment, if you want to one day be an artist, if you have this mindset of, yes, I want to be an artist, I want to be able to create amazing works of art, I want to be able to share the beauty of my soul with others, what do you have to do to realize that? You have to start being an artist. You have to start putting points forward that is going to allow you that skill. You're going to have to sit down and art if you want to be an artist. So I'm not saying you have to be an artist. Of course not. You can do that with anything. Anything that you spend conscious time on, you will get better at. And then thinking about that, being aware enough to see that you spend time on things that you might not want to get better at, right? And that spending time on things that make you worse is the opposite of loving yourself. So don't do that. Thank you for asking, friend. I have not shared a pic of her yet. I have shared a picture I took a couple of months ago of her snuggling with my two pugs, though. There we go. Thank you, Shannon, for letting us know. Maybe share another picture if you're willing to. Bonjour to you, Tenocht. It's nice to have you here with us. Blessings unto you. Blessings unto our Who Needs Tears. Thank you for joining us. I like to say practice makes proficient. There we go. So in tune as well, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Love and light to you, my dear friend. Thank you for sharing your light with us this day. We need to schedule a Discord call date. What is the most available time, space, daily? Like, just hit me up, Goo. Hit me up, Mr. Goo. Like, we can definitely have a chat. Uh, I don't think I have a call scheduled today. Not just yet. But, hit me up, Professor Goo. Like, please, I would love to have a chat with you. Wouldn't resist. Melt more, my friend. Thank God you're still alive. We just need to survive a bit longer. One more week and we've made it. I appreciate each and every one of you friends. It helps me to stay strong in my darkest times of my life going through right now. Wouldn't resist. I am here with you, friend. I don't need to know what you're going through. You don't need to tell me for us to be here in this moment with you. You are not alone. You are loved. And you are seen. Thank you, friend, for joining us. Keep going. I know you will. I vote for Nature Walk as well. If whatever is worth more Nature Walk votes, thank you, Isaac, for allowing us to influence the fractal. That is why, Isaac. I appreciate it so much. Buenos dias to you, Mr. Tahoe. I also vote Nature Walk. So many nature votes. That reminds me, I'd love to plan a chat with you, Mel. So many friends I want to reach out and chat with. I'll do it in time. With an infinity, all of it, Isaac. A part of myself wish I had more capacity. Like, I wish I could run multiple instances of my consciousness and then have those instances of my consciousness do things. And then I start thinking about it and I'm like, yes, dystopian realities. And I'm like, please, no, please, no, no, no. Okay, I love you too, Aunt B. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being ours, Professor Goo. Like, you are so loved. Love is true, Mammy. Mammy. It's so nice to see you again. We've missed you. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing? How are the kiddos? How was Dublin? Thank you for joining us again. Helio, so nice to see you. Thank you for connecting with us. It's nice to have you here. Good morning. I hope you are great, and I hope the Ninja Nanner is great too. Mr. Corey is probably being an absolute machine, doing the works. Bam. Thank you for joining us, Uncle Becky, as well. So freaking nice having the Haywire Hill fam here today. Same. Have you been? Hola, mi amigos. Where am I? Amigos, yeah, amigas. It's like hello, my dudes and dudettes. Is that like what it means, Uncle Becky? I do believe so, probably. But it's like the Y. I don't know how to say it. Yeah? Is it like amigos, yeah, amigas? Maybe. Keep my emotions in check the past week, and it's done me well. Thank you for asking, friend. I'm so happy to hear it on B. Like, please do let me know. Like, finally, I do believe you and Uncle Becky and the rest of the family are better now, right? Like, you're no longer down with the sickness. I hope not, at least. Hope you're keeping well. Gotta go and play Monopoly with the kids. We'll listen back to the stream later. Sending Mammy love. I'm seeing like a big upside down triangle that has like these layers of like sediment. And like at the first, it was like solid. And then there was like a second layer of it, like almost being. It was like kind of lightish with these textures. And then it was like kind of pebbles. I don't know what that means, Mammy, but sending you vibes. Maybe it's like a way to think of Monopoly. Whatever has the lowest. Yeah, no. Whatever has the highest. Yes. Whatever has the highest density eventually becomes the consolidation of the monopoly. Thank you for joining us, Mavi. So much love to you. Mm, please, again, Isaac. That's the one thing I do love about PC games, the ability to get on a casual game and have good fun times. Been playing Phasmophobia with my brother and having a blast. Phasmophobia. I'm guessing a scary game. The fact that it has phobia in it probably sounds like a vibe, dude. I've been actually trying to play a little bit of games as well, even though I've already kind of lost interest again. But like, there's a new game out called Have a Nice Death, and you are death and you kill things. So the part of myself that wants to make life can kill things with electrons, can harm things without harming anything. Thank you, Brother Bay, for giving me an opportunity to say that as well. It's been fun. It's kind of the same, like side scroller, like type of game. It's a ghost catching game, chilling, setting up cameras and such. Okay, almost like you're the Scooby Doo team, but with a little bit more, extreme scenarios. That sounds pretty cool, actually. I'm coming through loud and clear. Thank you. Love and light to you and your clan. You were part of us. Just inadvertently sent yourself some love and light. Thank you, Professor Goo. What it do, Uncle Becky? Coming up with the month's mind. Coming up on the month's mind for your recent loss. We'll light a candle for Guns and Fam, especially. Give her hugs for me. I saw a psychedelic avocado. It's like cut in half, but the pit was still in it. But it was like, Yeah, just very psychedelic. Rolling out, ruling out the possibilities, trying to find what kind of ghost it is. It has voice recognition, so you can speak to it. It's actually really interesting. What? Dude, like just the fact that we have games like that already, like imagine. Like I'm thinking instantly about Her again. You know, Her is a fantastic movie. Like I would highly recommend it. Not because the movie is great, but just because the idea that is explored is fantastic. You know, it gives you an insight into the future we might be heading into, and it allows you to just spend a little bit more time in awareness. You get to see more of your own reality in doing so. And there is actually a whole scene in, I think a few actually in that movie, where the main character is playing this game, and in this game there is this little a creature, I guess, that is just super obnoxious and rude, you know, but it's intelligent. It responds to your prompts when you say things to it. It will answer you feistily, and just like stuff like that. Imagine what our entertainment is going to be like, and it's happening. It's already happening. I mean, Isaac is playing a game that he can speak to ghosts. It recognizes his voice and translates. What the- and that's just the start of it. That's just the start of it. And we are going to be the ones that are expected to create these things, friends. That's what we're preparing for. Like, we in these moments are spending time thinking about ideas, exploring different realities, possibilities, and in doing so, we are gaining more and more awareness. And when you have more awareness, you can see more of the full picture. It doesn't mean you will ever be able to see all of it. Like, unfortunately, I don't think our brains or our physical beings are capable of the full awareness of what awareness could be, but you can be more of it if anything, you know, that infinity you can like shift a little bit. Good day to you, Natalie, and light to you as well, friend. Thank you so much. I know what you mean. In what ways do you practice this, controlling your emotions? I had a couple of anxiety attacks at the work earlier this week, and it helped me to take deep breaths and grab a worry stone I keep on my desk. Ooh, I love that. I hope it's a pretty one, Lilio. Do you know what it's called? If it's like a crystalline structure at all? A mineral? You know, what mineral do you have? I would like to know. Please do let me know. Thank you, Lilio, for like spending a moment to teach us your ability to cope with the anxiety attacks as well. Breathing. Like, goodness. Just again, when you choose to breathe intentionally, something that is always happening, right? You take control over, and you choose to do it consciously in a way that's like, yes, sure, I'm living, sure, I'm breathing, sure, I'm in this experience, but now in this moment, I'm going to take control of that breathing. I'm going to actively and consciously choose to be alive. And it can help, it's helped me multiple times. Like these days, if I get angry, you know, if there's any moment that creates a sense of reactivity in me, I take a deep breath, like exhale with a little bit of a sigh, and then I allow myself to respond. Because just in that one breath, you know, one in breath, one exhale, I actually get enough time to not react, but to, you know, actually give a response, to be like, oh, okay, interesting. This is what I feel, instead of just being like, oh, I've got to share some pics in the Discord. Gotta share the Soul Cleaver and Jasmine's amazing mineral collection. Please, Brother Bear, I would love to see that. Like the Soul Cleaver, of course, because it's your hand's creation, but me being a little bit of a mineral nut, I really would like to see that as well. I want a bunch of small little mineral stones, like a bunch of pretty colored ones, because I've been and like building crystal grids on my cards. These days, I'm pulling 6 cards and I'm putting them in like a sequence, and then I keep 5 of them upside down, and I turn one when I'm pulling those 6 cards. And I've like revealed 2 of them, and now as the days go on, I'm going to reveal the rest of them. And then on the it's like sacred geometry cards, so it has all of these points, you know, sacred geometry being in the way that it is. And then I place little crystals on those points, and I kind of imagine it as me forming intentional crystal grids in that space, but that space technically continues into infinity, even if I remove them. But I want more of those little small stones because I'm using a bunch of big ones at the moment. Or is stone I keep at my desk. Thank you for sharing that, Mammy. So much love to you and the fam. Thank you so much for your love as well. On B, I appreciate it. Hey, Lisa is joining us. Love is true. Thank you for joining us. It's so nice to see you. You are an amazing human. Thank you to eternity for your thoughtful considerations. Thank you for yours, Brother Bear. Like sees like. Glad to see you, sister. I have to go now, but have a pleasant day. Have an amazing one, Natalie. Thank you for joining us. Namaste to you, Lisa. Honestly, it's a mix of already feeling so deeply into my emotions and letting so much out allows me to override in a way. Not suppressing, but setting my thoughts aside in a way to focus on what will serve my soul and get results that I need. Need. Oh goodness. You know, the irony in my experience on B, as soon as I tell myself this is what my soul needs, it's almost like the universe conspires to show me you don't need shit, yo. You don't need anything. So I'm gonna just take that thing away from you that you think you need. And I'm like, oh, all right, okay. More patience, huh? And like your life is like, yeah, yeah, practice on patience. Just spending a moment of awareness, like being in that moment of awareness. I get to see the ridiculousness of that situation as well. I hope that makes a lick of sense. It makes complete sense, Aunt B. Thank you for sharing your truth with us. Hola, mi amigos, a Soviet slamming. Thank you for joining us, my friend. It's nice to have you. Take care, friend. Deep breaths. Yes. Mm. There is a shit ton of money to be made with the new meta creator push to create virtual worlds for exploring and virtual items. They've put a massive fund up for it. Yeah, you're right, Uncle Becky. And, a part of me feels drawn to it, but a part of me do not want to be a part of the meta platform, And then I'm like, but they are investing so much money and they have all of these companies, and they're basically subsidizing the VR industry right now. They're selling their devices at a loss with the hopes of making their money back in the stores because if you like you can literally like in your awareness you'll be able to see the things you don't have more viscerally than ever before, and technically all of it will be light, so it should be free or at least the cost of electricity, but dude, layers in that as well. So many layers in that. I do eventually have to get myself a pair of VR goggles. I want to make VR art as well. Like Jovan was willing to share this beautiful work of VR art with me. And the thing with VR art is you can create textures that move, you know? So the stuff that I have in my head, I would actually be able to in some capacity be able to express in that space. I love the VR community. I followed it for so long, but Facebook equals one of the most evil things. So sadly, I don't even use my Quest anymore. I just want the community to be a free-form one. I feel the same, Brother Isaac. Like, I feel Facebook might be the first in the industry, and then they'll make so many mistakes and they'll do so much R&D from a perspective of like trying to implement the technology first in the same way that Facebook did, but then eventually the other companies will do better than them and become the main platforms. And I do hope, like, I feel Reddit is like dragging their feet. Reddit, come on, dude, come on, fucking, come on, dude. Yes, you need to start stepping it up, yo. Because I can see, like I have so many ideas in my head for what we want to do, what I want to do in this space, like 360 cameras and stuff like that, where you friends from a mobile perspective, and it's technically VR, but it's VR implemented on your device. You would be able to look around in my environment if you wanted to. I look up and I'm like, huh, what is that? And you're like, what the hell is Melt looking at? And you can just be like, bring your phone up and you can literally look at the same spot that I'm looking at, or to a spot that you choose to. So stuff like that. I wish these technologies are already possible theoretically, but I feel like there isn't. an urgency to actually implement them. And we're going to get to see all of it, friends. Like just think about how this space will keep transforming with technological revolutions coming into our lives. Like we are going to get to experience together in a way that I don't think we've ever been able to experience things before. Like we're going to co-evolve not only as human beings, but with our planet, with our technological, uprisings, with all of it, with infinity. And it's so freaking crazy to be in this moment and just in this moment with you friends. On B, it does. Maybe one example for me in that respect is during the anxiety attacks, I always realized that I couldn't just leave the office. I also realized I couldn't just leave the office. However, I realized I need to find some calmness to continue doing daily tasks. Office yoga, Lilio. We need to start doing some office yoga. Get people just to move a little bit, spend some time recognizing their hearts. I hear you melt, but I know what that I don't need things that truly drag me through the mud. I'm open in my needs, but not what I know to protect myself from. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you as well, Anpi. Like again, it's about awareness. That's what we're talking about today. And in that moment, you sharing a part of your awareness with me, my awareness was like, need is a dangerous word. And I was like, yeah, okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. So thank you, Aunt B, for being willing to share your light with me and for allowing me to reflect it back to you. I'm so proud. Reddit also wants to do this with subreddits. Yeah, do it. Subreddits, please. Come on, Reddit. Let's do it. We can do it. Let's create a because we already have that. We already kind of have that with Reddit. So the idea of the metaverse, the idea of Web3 is like a whole new way of interacting with the internet. So the way that we're interacting with the internet right now, and this is my understanding of Web3. Like this is not something that I read anywhere, but right now we have access to the internet from these mobile devices, and then you have to go to a place and then you access a space like we're accessing Haywire Hill right now, right? Where I feel the Web3 understanding of it is almost like within the internet, in the same way that we have physically represented places on planet Earth, things, communities will be physically represented within the digital space. So on a very visceral level, you will go to Haywire Hill, you will find yourself on Haywire Hill. You can walk around and play with Ruben or look at Ruben. You can look at the goats. Like that is going to be the extent of what Web3 is going to be able to put yourself within the community, within the space, within the world that you feel most drawn to. And I believe the reason we share art, the reason we share movies, TV shows, books, whatever form of art, again, and we've explored this before, is like you're creating a world that a single person or multiple people get to tune into, and then because of that they live in that world. So if two friends are reading a book, right, they can come back to one another the next day and then have conversations about that book. So on a visceral level, in conversation and in imagination, they're living in this world, and then they're exploring ideas within this world. And in the same way, creating any work of art, like in and Web3 by the extension of that, we can create works of art that we can literally immerse ourselves in. We can experience lives, we can experience, states of existence that wouldn't be possible for us as just normal, ordinary human beings. And I believe it's a part of our divinity that knows that it's this ultimately vast being, and it just wants as much experience as it can possibly fit into whatever time is supposed to be, this illusion of chronology. But that's what I think about it, at least. So I can already see in a lot of ways, where we're going to go to in this space. And like there's layers. Oh goodness, the amount of layers. I can't even start digging into it. Sorry folks, another crazy morning. I'm in and out in and off the stream, but I love you all so much. Ninja Nanner. or actually Ninja Peach here, you don't have to apologize for anything. You are so loved exactly the way you are, even if you've spent a moment. That is more than enough. Thank you for your physical representation, your emotional representation, and within all of us, your spiritual representation. Oh yeah, I've got some sick VR programs. There's one silly creation. Someone created Rick's secret toilet into a physical space to enjoy. It's pretty wild to see the spaces people make, especially great for bonding with Jasmine's little brother. Being able to hop into a cartoon world and go on quests together and see each other and have the height difference. It is so fun. Dude, I don't actually have a frame of reference, but just thinking about it makes me happy. I love that, Isaac. The little ones, this is their world now, and it's our responsibility to share with them love and creativity. Me and Ryan got to have a conversation about that, about kids immersing themselves into the these virtual worlds, and humanity wants to make the worst of everything always because we recognize problems, we recognize danger a lot easier than we recognize love. And like we'll do a whole stream about this, but hate or bad things happen like that. Good things happen over infinity, right? And that's why it's so easy to get instantly caught up into the negative things and not to see the long term, infinite implications of things. And cell phones have is a dual-edged sword. It can be something that really serves us. I believe in the way we are using it right now. This technology is serving us instead of us mindlessly, scrolling pornographic content for 8 hours a day, right? Just to give like a very hard contrast. Like we are choosing to use this technology. It can be used for both, but we are choosing to use this technology to uplift ourselves, to create a sense of light and love of inside of ourselves. And kids coming into this world, I believe that they know their God, right? They know that they are this ultimate awareness. They know they are this infinitely old experiencer that has been in states of such extreme power that they can literally, as fast as they think things, create entire realities in front of themselves, right? And then we come into this human existence and we come here, I think we come here to experience gravity, we come here to experience time, and we come here to forget, right? And then because we have forgotten, we are allowed to remember, and we get to have these recognitions, these reunifications with ourselves, and we get to be aware of things that were always a part of us but we might have lost. And I believe kids, in this current world of, like the Fortnite community, like it's a whole community of people just basically meeting one another in this virtual world. And the reason they are so drawn to it is because it's empowering. It's the most empowering space that they have right now. And it's going to be of the utmost importance, as Jovan said as well, to share love and light and creativity with them in those spaces as well. Because we cannot continue just consuming entertainment, food, things to drink indefinitely. We have to be the creators as well. We have to be both sides of the infinity. And I know we can be. I know you friends try. I know you friends have shown me that you're capable of it as well. Sorry, folks. No sorries necessary again. Anytime I think of VR, I think of that Black Mirror episode where people had to ride bikes and watch ads all day. No choice. I love that show. I also love Black Mirror. Again, right? Like these things could happen, might happen, might not happen. But it's not about whether they will happen or not. It's about bringing into this moment a state of awareness of you being like, oh, this could happen if I'm not aware. Now that I'm getting to see this, I get to be aware of that. And then we, as a collective species, are integrating these awarenesses into ourselves. And then we're choosing to see differently. We're choosing to steer ourselves into one direction instead of another. And I believe, it would be a little bit yikes, and I would probably get arrested or something. But I would like expect 16-year-olds, maybe like I was thinking like like grade sevens at first, but maybe like 16-year-olds to watch the Black Mirror episodes. Like it might be a little bit traumatizing, but maybe that's a good thing because it's going to be significantly better to be traumatized and to avoid certain realities than to not be traumatized and induce those realities. Bear with me. Thank you. Need is a dangerous word. Thank you, Auntie, for always being so open and listening. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the all seeing upvotes, beloved Goot. Web3 is decentralized. That it is. But within that decentralized reality, you can go to different places, right? Like it is everywhere, but you're going to choose to be somewhere. I remember that one. It was a good episode. And I recently actually thought about that episode as well. And it was so ridiculous to me because I was like, really thinking of it from this perspective of, where we are in existence right now as well. I was like thinking about myself as the dude with the piece of mirror. Like I've chosen a role, and he just chose this role for himself, and now that's the role he plays. And because he chose this role, he has an upgraded room and a little bit more currency to spend within this room. And I was like, goodness. I can already see it technically expressing itself in our world, if I'm aware enough. But at least we do have some freedoms. We have the ability to move. Like I'm still curious as to where it was they were, right? Were they just in like some sort of concrete building? Like, the external environment got completely wrecked, maybe like nuclear wars, or the environment is completely wrecked. So they had to be indoors. Who knows what the rest of the context is? I guess that's the point. They do leave things a little bit ambiguous so that you can think for yourself. Ooh, also another thing that we're going to stream about. Teach yourself how to think. That's going to be the most valuable resource of our future, friends. Being able to think. And I do believe we're practicing thinking here as well. I want to pair IoT. Brother Bay, you have to give me the full words if you want me to actually know what you're talking about. And automation with live streaming. I think it would be amazing nonetheless. Melt, I think it's a jade stone. Thanks for the office yoga advice. Oh, it wasn't necessarily advice, Lilio. I thank you, though. I appreciate you even considering it. I'm just imagining a future where if we really want people to be happy, to be fulfilled within their office environments, where they're sitting down and they're like projecting their consciousness outside of themselves constantly, ceaselessly, as you said, focusing on tasks, it's important to at least spend 15 minutes focusing on self. And yoga, if you're not focused, you fall over. You don't have the ability to balance, you don't have the ability to like stay with your breath as you move through it. So like I think it's something that can genuinely serve us, paired with farming and wholesome, of course. Legend. It's so freaking legendary. Truth, we are choosing to use this tech to uplift one another instead of some of the less productive uses of the interwebs, such as doom scrolling, especially doom scrolling. Like getting into this like r slash bad news. I don't even know if there is an r slash bad news because I'm not sub to it. But like, yes, bad news. Oh, this is horrible. Oh man, this is not fair. Oh man, this is such a disastrous experience. Man, you get to choose. You are using your current awareness to have one experience instead of another. But you are utilizing your divinity, your power. You get to experience all of it. Heath Ledger, where? Gussie, dude, you scared me for a second, dude. Like Heath Ledger's ghost was here with me for a second. On Theorem, on the Rome. Thank you, Brian. Oh, thank you for joining us on the Rome. It's nice to have you. What's your favorite Beatles songs? What's your favorite Beatles song? So, you want me to be honest? Key organization, please. Like, please continue loving me. But I don't actually listen to the Beatles, dude. I mean, I believe I know like one song, but the amount of context that I know is like, it's about love. Only love is true. Only love is the way. Something like that. Because that's like the only Beatles song that I can actually reference right now within the fractal of who the Beatles were. I'm sorry, Fred. I don't have a name for you or like a this is my favorite Beatles song with like any amount of conviction. Oh yes, I love delving into fun things with them, seeing them problem solve and such. Just have to keep them out of the grips of the algorithm. To keep them aware that they have a choice, that they, even though there is this constant barrage of suggestions, that they need to practice choice. Like it's, oh man, we have more options than we ever have had before, and that I can't even imagine what that must be like to a kid. Yes, when worried, zoom out. Probably Blackbird, a great song. Okay, so Blackbird is Isaac's suggestion. Find a job yet? I did the machine. I unironically did. Like I have two jobs now. I'm gonna be a yogi, a yoga instructor, and I'm a streamer, if you will. I am a spiritual space creator, as I've dubbed myself now. Yes. Puts on spiritual space creator hat. Thank you for joining us, friend. Thank you for your encouragement of my abundance. I appreciate it so much. Kira Burb joining us as well with peace. Love, and peace and love again. Peace and love to you. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Coffee and bowls and love, Tahoe. Especially like heavy on the love, like really, really go for it. Don't listen to the Beatles either. I never got the pull. I just feel I'm happy that that is the thing you reply. Like you were like, oh yes. What is I was saying? Oh, it was the Heath Ledger one. I'm sorry, key organization. I feel it was a little bit before my time. I'm a 23-year-old. I was born in 1998. Like I think it's like 20 years after the Beatles were a hit, or like 40 years after the Beatles were a hit. When were the Beatles a thing? In the 60s? I'm I'm just making it worse, aren't I? I'm sorry. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. I think I know that one at least. It's amazing how you said 15 minutes for the past 2 weeks. I've been stretching in the break room during my 15-minute work breaks. Woo, Lilios, you're doing it, friend. Thank you for taking care of yourself like that. Nice. A choice made. There we go. Good one. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning is underrated. I'm guessing that's another song of the Beatles. That's a good one. Do 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 do. Thank you. Banana cactus. Okay, so is it gonna be a banana shaped, like full banana shaped cactus growing out of the ground, being completely greened out, and having the little thorns on it? Or is it bananas that grows from a cactus? And what would that taste like? Like I've eaten traxfaya before, the little prickly fruit coming from cactuses, and they were kind of good. Yes. Like I've been so let me take you into the fractal I'm experiencing right now. My mom bought some plums, and these plums were definitely genetically engineered because they have the like a literal pit this big and this thin. Like it's a tiny pit, and the fruit is like a massive thing around it. And I was like eating it, and I'm very careful with my teeth, and I'm biting it, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to bite into a pit, so I'm gonna be like gentle, and I'm like biting, and I'm like biting even deeper, and I'm like biting even deeper. And at first I was like, is there no pit in this thing? And then eventually I reached this like skinny little pit, and it was almost like it had this taste of grapes a little bit, like a thick, like firm, if you will, grape. And then I was like imagining this crossing happening of like the plum genetics and like grape genetics, and then just getting like a we call it a tros in Afrikaans, a bundle, a grouping, a what do you call the little thing of grapes? Oh, thank you. Of course, that yes, that. But like they're the size of plums, and you can literally eat a grape like an apple. And I was like, yes, please, universe, please give me. And now I'm thinking about the cactus banana again. Would you want to cross, you know, no, I don't know what you call a cactus bananas. A cactus is fruit. I know the Afrikaans for it, but I don't know the English. But would you want to integrate those flavors? They do have like these pits in them. Maybe you would bring the pits back in the banana. I think I'm spending way more time than I'm supposed to thinking about this. Mel prefers a different beat of music. Yeah, that's a good way to say it, Lisa. It's not that I prefer, it's just I get to move with a little bit more ease, to certain types of music. Like I love all music, but if I'm going to move and if I'm going to be energized by something, I like something that has like defined beats. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a dancing stream today. Hmm? You friends down for some Saturday dancing? I enjoyed some of their tunes, but early Bob Marley and the Walters is my real jam. Okay, Tahoe. I don't know who those people are either. I'm so sorry. Those simple notes can transform my entire day and bring me a peaceful calm. Do 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 do. Here comes the Lisa. Ba-da-na-na. Thank you for allowing yourself moments of peaceful calm. I really appreciate it. On the Rome says, "Oh man, Bob Marley, yes. Oh, Bob Marley, and the Wailers. I do know who Bob Marley is. Maybe just because it was in that combination, I couldn't, place it. Down. Okay. Shannon is like, what? Dancing? Sign me up. I can be signed up for some dancing. I'm gonna have to go and get my speaker quick. And I think I might end the stream on the YouTube because, like, one, they'll just straight up demonetize. Not that I'm monetized really, but it's more about the copyright strikes. Like they're like, yeah, oh, you were listening to our music for 5 minutes out of your 2 hour stream. Come on, give me, please. Thank you. All of everything. Yes. Now that entire video is mine, actually, my creation. Okay, I think I missed a few here as well. Zoom out. One of my favorite bonding exercises that I found is amazing with friends, with a friend or friends, is to take turns playing songs that mean something or elicit a memory and sensation and talk about it. Ooh, okay. I'm happy that you're sharing that, Isaac, because I would like to share another little thought experiment or bonding exercise that you can have of yourself. You can go to this like site. I believe it's called the Time Machine or something like that, and you can type into it any song, or you can go into like a time-based little ticker, and then you just find for yourself how old you were when you were like going through like certain stages, like maybe when you were 13, and you type in the date that you were 13 at, and then it shows you all of the top playing songs when you were 13, like the charters, right? And then you can listen to those songs and you can just spend a moment of how that makes you feel. So thank you for sharing that and for allowing me a space to share this as well, Isaac. 100% recommend what he said. Again, listen to songs or take turns playing a song that you feel resonates with your heart to someone else, and then after allowing yourself that moment to discuss whatever it is you resonated with. Down, I am still loving. I love sitting with music that you don't dance to and almost meditating, just sitting and looking out at the world and listen. It's powerful, especially some good folk music. Absolutely. For me, like I feel the band that allows me to do that is like AJR or John Bellion. Like those dudes kind of have that vibe for me. Like just sitting with the words. Like I feel Imagine Dragons is also one of those for me right now. All right, friends, so much love to you. I'm off to enjoy the weather. Have a good one. Beloved Isaac, dude, have a real good one, man. Please realize, and I know you do, be aware of the fact that in you allowing yourself a beautiful experience, you are allowing all of reality that beautiful experience. Was that? Was that you, Maria, dude? Thank you for joining us. Like I'm gonna end the YouTube stream right now, and I think I might end the Reddit stream as well, and then I'm going to start it back up again, and then we're going to dance a little bit. Like I'll take you friends with me, but then I'll start the stream over when we're dancing. No, no, don't worry, Mirror dear. I'm gonna be back. Like technically, you can travel with me. I'm gonna take this, and you get to be in this device if you wanted to. You get to look with your eyes, as if this device is your eyes and your ears, right? And then I'm going to take you to my room to go and fetch my speaker, and then I'm gonna come back into this space, and then I'm gonna end this stream, and then we're gonna start a new stream. We're gonna use this phone to play music. Thank you for joining me. Like, just spend a moment in the nature. Maybe I'll point you too much house. I'll point you in that direction. Mm. Do 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 do. What a vibe. Maybe I'll point you up a little bit. Seek. Yeah. Okay. Back in a second. All of you YouTube friends have transferred. Okay, okay. Not sure if Melt made it to your comments yet, but yes, he has. Yes, I have, and I did get to the comments as well on stage. I really appreciate people being so thoughtful. Eating my hands again. Oh, you're dirty, yo. You're a dirty girl. You're a dirty. You're a dirty. Hey, you're standing on the Reddit. No, I just said thank you for being so cool. And I was totally telling you, love you so much, sister. Love is silly thing. Hey, Cartha! Melty melt, melt, melt! How are you, brother? Hoping you're having a fantastic day. I'm getting ready for my date, so I'll be AFK for a while, but I wanted to return some of those good vibes before I go. Cartha, I'm gonna dance right now, dude. Gonna straight up freaking boogie a little bit. Maybe, you know what? No, I can't. Actually, I can. I'm just going to do this. Then I'm gonna pair this phone with Way to damn with it if we get copyright strike. Oh, oops. We don't care. No cares will be given about copyright strikes. This is. Hey. She's trying to force herself through my legs. I think I may. I think I may have just ended the Reddit stream inadvertently. I'm sorry, friends. I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to start it back up when I'm dancing. You know, I think I'm going to continue the YouTube stream nonetheless. You said your favorite song was "Stars" by Menu Mus. Kartha, now that you've asked, I will be willing to dance to "Stars." How was her B-day? Send Emma a beloved birthday wish from me as well. Tell her, actually, I'm going to dance. Birthday gift for the Burb fam. Thank you infinitely. Thank you, Aunt B, for thanking us. I'll see you, friends, on the same side in a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna end this stream, and then we're going to. Oh man, it wants to be updated. Always missions. I listened to it the other day. It's a vibe, dude. Like Stars by Menumus is definitely one of my favorite songs ever. Like just the amount of intention. Like it's so uncomplicated as well. Like the main lyric is like uh light points in the sky or a blow on the head will equally cause one to see stars. You know, that's the lyrics, and it's just so beautiful to me because it's so comical. It's like, yeah, little points in the sky, you can see stars, or if you get blown. I feel like when I listen to it, I can feel your energy. If that makes sense, it makes perfect sense, brother Bear. Menu Mars. His like logo is also almost the infinity symbol in a weird way, and it's so crazy, dude. Like I've been tripping out nonstop for a while now about that as well. Okay, there we go. Feels like a melt song. Good luck with your date, Kartha. I'm excited for you. So I'm going to play for Kartha. I'm gonna dance to stars, and then I'm going to like start a different playlist. Put this here. There we go. Another question is, can I start a stream up in as fast as it will take me to... No, you know what? I'm just going to spend a moment setting the stream up. I believe you will, my friend. I'll have a great time. Yes, you will, brother Bear. Feel it for yourself, man. And even if it's not what you think it's going to be, it is exactly what it was supposed to be. You know, you'll get to learn. You'll get to learn. There's a Toyota Tundra 2022 subreddit right now to stream on. Okay, Toyota Tundra. Do I want to stream on the Reddit Sweats again, or just Haywire Hill? I haven't streamed on Reddit Sweats for so long, but I don't get to sit down and have a conversation afterwards. So you know what? Haywire Hill it is. Just some dance with my red pants. If not, why not? Yes, with my red pants. Seek. Let me turn this around. Man, actually, if I do it this way, I won't be able to change my songs afterwards. So maybe... How can I do this? How can I do this? Maybe to put like this up next? Yes, okay. This is how I do it. Up next. Up next. Up next. Seek. Double seek. Cool. Okay. Now we can do it. Bump, bump, bump. Exactly a necessary step, and I'm happy to take it in strides.
Bright points in the sky or a blow on the head will equally cause one to see stars. points in the sky or a blow on the head will equally cause one to see stars.
Karda. Stars to you, friend. Big ol' star to you. It's a song called Fractals by Seven Lions. I think Mel that goes up. Seven Lions. Fractals. Laugh at them as well. That was great, Mel. There's more coming, dude. I think the last beat of this of Stars isn't bad, but it's not great. Did I just pause it? No, it's good. These ones are a little bit harder. Like I feel Menu Mus is very gentle, even though it has some beats. Anybody can listen to it. This might be pushing it a little bit again. Big five. I'm catching my breath. Thank you. Thank you, Garza. Might be one more nice beat. The one that comes after this. Let's see. What about the skipping it? I feel I'm arm rested, so now I have a dance to the beat. Done. Flippy and Eva playing.
Focus and concentration. A person can concentrate intensely on a specific thought while walking on sources of distraction.
What's up, man? Nate Brand
poppin'. Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. Pass that like Stockton. Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. Yeah, Billboard, still on Billboard, the number one song in UK. I like it that when low models do right when I'm college. Call me the baby, no time. I'm a creative and stylish. Send them a dinner. I send it, it makes you spend. And I just flew back from LA on the jet yesterday. I go back and forth like I play tennis. With your, yeah, Billboard, still on Billboard, the number one song in UK. I like it that when low models do right when I'm college. Call me the baby, no time. I'm a creative and stylish. Send them a dinner. I send it, it makes you spend. And I just flew back from LA on the jet yesterday. I go back and forth like I play tennis. With your, yeah, Billboard, still on Billboard, the number one song in UK.
That's exactly what they're saying.
Major psychedelic drugs include mescaline.
Good luck, Brad. Good luck. All right, gotta go. Getting ready. Have a good one, friend. Gonna go have a lot of exercising. Good luck, Brad. Thank you. Shannon. Thank you so much for the love. Tell you, friend, I'm just some dude moving on the other side of the world. You are the one eliciting this response. Thank you, Desperate Ad, for the wholesome and Seuss-lick for the dance. I appreciate you, friends, so very, very much. The shrooms dance. If only I had some shrooms right now, friend. That would be pretty nice. You would have seen me dance extra hard if I had any shrooms in my body right now. Sober, I call it ecstatic dance. Like there's no rules. It's just being ecstatic. Whatever the music wants you to do, you let it flow through you. Love how the dogs are willing to go along with whatever. I'm sure she dances with me as well, actually, Nancy. Dancing streams always fill me with such joy. I'm happy to hear that. It fills me with so much endorphins to the point where I sometimes have a hard time speaking, or I just feel like I get high dancing, and then because I get high dancing, I'm high, so I dance. So it's like this feedback loop, bleeding into itself, melting into itself even. Oh yes, we're back. Cheers, Melt. Cheers to you, Desperate Ad. Melt, feeling good today. Tate, I'm so happy to hear that for the bear. Thank you for joining me. What a cute doggy. Have a good one, guys. Thank you so much, Dags. Bags. Never forget, doggo. He wants to jump through. Dance, shroom dance. What are you ecstatic about? Dance therapy is so good. I'm ecstatic about living, friend. I'm ecstatic about this tree that is absolutely exploding like a fractal out of the ground. I'm ecstatic about these small little fruit flies dangling in the air. I'm ecstatic about the clouds and how the setting sun's red light shifts them into this beautiful pink and orange and red hue. I'm excited about the little birds chirping away, just absolutely singing their song of life. I'm excited about the grass I'm kneeling on right now for supporting me with its softness and keeping the soil intact. I'm ecstatic about the moisture in the air, my ability to breathe. I'm ecstatic about the water I get to drink. Just about feeling, being able to feel in this moment. How could I not be ecstatic, Silver? There are so many things to be ecstatic about. More importantly, most importantly, I'm ecstatic about you, Silver, being here right now. About you, Tahoe, being here right now. About you, Sandwich, being here right now. What's a fractal? A fractal is a self-duplicating algorithm. So if something is 1 and then becomes 2, and then those 2 becomes 2, and then those 2 becomes 2, right? So it has that same, yes, from 1 splitting into, splitting into, splitting into, splitting into. That is a fractal. And you are a fractal, friend. You might not be splitting into different versions of yourself, as a tree might be, but you are, technically, because you are the observer, and you are experiencing what it's like to be a human. Sometimes you get into this new game, this new hobby, this new book, this new add your thing here, and you feel into your fractal, into your expression thereof. And then sometimes it doesn't serve you, so you do something else. You become someone else. You fractal in a different way. Everything is fractals, friend. Following the geometry of 1.618, the phi ratio, the shape of your face, the shape of your hands, the shape of trees, the way grass grows, the way the shells on a tortoise or a snail gets formed, the flower petals spacing, the way our galaxy spirals. Fractals, friend. Fractals following phi ratio. Sacred geometry everywhere. Cell division, we are always regenerating. There we go. Desperate ad. Even more fractals. You, as literally coming from a single cell, when your mom's and your dad's cell bond into a single cell, and you start from a single cell, and you become 2, and then you become 4, built into the 100 trillion cell being you are right now. How is that even real? How are you even real? Are you real? Prove it. Prove that you're real right now. I'm joking. Let's not get into that. No way. I'm blushing. Blush, friend. Feel it. Feel that love. Me and Helio just danced and worked out with you. Thanks for the energy. Thank you, friend. I didn't know Helio was your beloved, Tahoe. Now I know as well. Thank you for letting me know. Always generating. Nice picture for a tree. Good explanation. Our consciousness could be a fractal. I believe it is, Sandwich. I'm not saying it is, but I believe it is. You know, like, again, you are experiencing a fraction of the infinite fractal that is consciousness right now. Because a bug also has consciousness. It just has the consciousness of, oh, I am bug. I am eat grass. I am make babies, so that more bugs. Right? Also conscious. This tree is conscious. If it stops receiving sun on one of its like branches, it stops developing that branch because it's conscious. Like, if I put energy into this way, I won't get anything out of it. It's conscious. The grass, the clouds, the very atoms that make up your molecules, all of it's conscious. Just different fractals of the same consciousness. Thank you for letting me get into some of the woo-woo, as they say. But it's the woo-woo that empowers me. That's how I can dance like that. I allow myself to see myself as that fractal of expression. Loop. So many loops. You're so right. You're so right, Shannon. It's everywhere. You are everywhere, friend. You're just where you are right now as well. I'm sorry to say it, but you are powerful. Really fucking powerful. Don't tell anybody. Tell them they're powerful, but don't tell yourself. Good picture. Real, if we want it to be. There we go. Now you know. We are chemical reactions in fractal form. We are everything, friend. You are everything. Like, everything. Even the things you cannot even imagine are things. That is what you are as well. On the floor. I'm happy that you're feeling into this with me, Shannon. I'm so happy to have danced a little bit with you, friends. I hope that you feel a little bit energized by that. I hope that, you know, this little bit of messaging is planting some seeds in your brains, and that those beautiful little seeds can grow into these magnificent trees, and that those trees can bear fruit, and you can feed the world. You can house little birds. You can have little squirrels gathering acorns in all of your nooks and crannies. The fuck melt? Yes, I'm sorry. That's where my mind went. What can I do? What can I do? I mean, sometimes it just happens that way. Everywhere, everything and everywhere. Thank you, friends, for being here now. You are everywhere else, and yet you chose to be here. Thank you, Kira Burb. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, beloved friends. Have a good one. You deserve it. Cheers, cheers. Cheers, cheers, Shannon. Love you, friend. Thank you. Genuinely. Thank you so much. I care more of you than I can say. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you, Mel. Love you. Love you, Shannon. Thank you. Goodbye, my friend.